Okay, here's what you get with this kit. It's the SSK M.2 NVMe SSD enclosure. So it does SATA and NVMe. It has USB 3.2 and it's Gen 2. So I opened it up, and I think it said in the instructions in the product page that you get two heat tape, it's just like a heat sink kind of thing that you put on, and it draws heat away from your SSD. But I only got one, so that's, you get a little tiny screwdriver, a little Phillips here, and you get a little pack of screws. So you get two little brass thumb screw or SSD locks, and you get 1, 2, 3, 4 of those screws. 2 of them are beveled, and then 2 of them have pan heads, washers built into them. And you get the instructions, you get the case, and you get 2 cables. Now the USB-C to C, that is from tip to tip 8¼ inches. That's including the ends, 8¼ inches. The USB-C to USB-A is a little longer at 10 3/8 from tip to tip. And it is USB 3, evidenced by the blue. So that takes care of that. And then you got the case itself. Now, one of the screws with the angled ends is going to go right in here, and that will keep the case from opening when you put the drive in it. And it has this little spring-loaded base for your SSD to screw to, and depending on the length of it, whether it's the I forget what they are, 22, 40, or 60 or 80, is where you would secure it to it. This would go on the top on this side, and that would fit into the notch in the back of the drive and keep it secured into here. And then in the bottom you would use one of these pan heads, the ones with the washers on it, and then you would just screw this into that to secure it. Once that's done, there's another little brass insert in the back here. That would be for after your drive is in there. You just close it up, pop this screw in there, and it keeps it from opening. And then any kind of USB-C, including these cables that come with it, go right into there like that. So you really don't even need to carry the cables with you. You could just pop this in your pocket. The total length of this is 4.5 inches. 4.5 inches by roughly 1.5 inches by about 3/8 of an inch. So it's very reasonably sized, and you could just literally just pop this in your pocket and you wouldn't even know it's there. And I think they have M.2 NVMe drives that handle 8 terabytes now, so you could carry your entire computer, your entire photo collection, whatever you got, you can stuff it in here. In the event that there's a fire in my house, I could just grab one of these or all of these, stuff them in my pocket and run out. I got all my pictures, got all my documents, I scanned everything in my safe. So, this right here will save the day, and it's aluminum. And very, very sturdy. So I'm thrilled with this, and I think you will be too.
It's the Apple NVMe drive. top right is the Western Digital Blue 1 terabyte drive, and the bottom is the 1 WD Blue half a gig 1 terabyte model. All NVMe. The only difference is the 2 WD drives are running through the enclosures you're looking at. Here is the hub, and then from the hub, there's the enclosure. Another one runs through USB, main Thunderbolt 3, and I keep it over here by the window because it's actually cool to the touch because there's a draft, and this one is actually very, very hot. The drive kit does come with the heatsink though, so that's why it's so hot. The heatsink does a really good job of spreading that heat around, instead of just letting the ambient air within the enclosure have to deal with that job. Okay, so a couple things to notice is that the drives aren't using the PCIe lane as well as they should, because I'm using them all at the same time. So that's disappointing. Drives really should be able to max out their activity levels. That's kind of the point of the interface, but it's still really doing really well. It might just be that my CPU is too slow. You know, it's a MacBook. Those things run slow and hot. Okay, so it finished. The Apple device. It's very impressive, as always. But it's very small, especially when I'm running boot camp. I have to share it. It's weird. Why does this one not have a green line? Anyway, oh, I see. This is Thunderbolt 3. This is USB-C, 5 gigabits per second. So you can clearly see that the access times are the same. Actually, the access times for the 5 gigabits per second USB-C hub port is actually faster than a Thunderbolt 3 port, which is pretty funny. It's faster than even the native NVMe drive. And just so you can see, it really is plugged into the hub. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say. Really, these numbers don't matter. The only number that matters is access time. And clearly, these are all in microseconds. So that's about as close to RAM you're going to get for storage. And so, definitely worth it.
Then you take this base right here that has threads and plop that underneath. I saw people in their reviews putting this up top and the screw underneath, and then it wouldn't slide in the case. Of course it's not going to slide in, then it's too tall. This is not supposed to go up top, this is supposed to go underneath. So we're going to do that real quick. Drop that in right there. Go ahead and bam, there you go. So, fat head up top, base underneath. Make sure you have this nice and tight. If you don't have it nice and tight, then it might still hit the SSD. Not the end of the day. Even if you somehow can't manage to get it tight enough, you can always just push down on this a little bit to get it in the case, but it should just slide right in. So now that you have this, part with the writing goes on bottom, part with nothing goes on top, just slides right in. There you go. Now, you take this screw from before, you plop it right on top. Just like so. Screw it in. And you're done. Easy as that.
Works as expected, quality is good. Some kind of metal-like material with plastic. This part slides out and then you pull out the item from inside. I already have it sealed with a screw, so I'm not going to be pulling it out. It lights up blue when it turns on.